Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Benzinga and written by Eric McConnell, which was titled, "Florida is beginning to lose homeowners over high insurance premiums." According to the author, the allure of sunshine, low taxes, and low housing prices have been attracting people to Florida for decades, but high insurance premiums are beginning to reverse the trend. The U.S. Census Bureau shows that nearly 276,000 people left Florida in 2022, and it's believed that skyrocketing insurance premiums motivated many of the departures. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my heart goes out to all of the homeowners in Florida who are struggling to pay their homeowners insurance premiums. Fortunately, many individuals have probably seen their property values increase quite a bit in the past few years in Florida, so they could always sell and move to a cheaper state if necessary. People need to realize that when property values increase, insurance typically follows suit. If you own a home outright, meaning you don't have a mortgage, you could always self-insure. An acquaintance of mine did just that. He has a high net worth and he couldn't stomach throwing away so much money on homeowners insurance each year, so he decided to just not have insurance. He decided to just set money aside in the event his property sustained damage. Now, if we are talking about some minor hurricane damage, he will probably come out ahead. If we are talking about major hurricane damage, he may have wished that he would have paid for an insurance policy. If his property ever sustains a total loss, he will probably be pretty depressed. Fortunately, he owns other homes, and he will be just fine even if his home in Florida is completely destroyed. Not a lot of people are in that type of financial situation. I'm talking about a guy whose net worth is such where buying a new car is like buying a television set for normal people. There was an interesting part of the article that I want to share with you. According to the Insurance Information Institute, Florida insurance premiums have gone up by 300% in the last 5 years. The average cost of homeowners insurance in the United States is $1,700, whereas Floridians pay over $4,200 annually if they can get insurance at all. For people who have a mortgage, imagine the sticker shock that they likely had when they saw their mortgage payments adjust because of the higher insurance costs. When a mortgage escrow has a shortage, the company may increase the mortgage payment a lot during the first year to fund the escrow and then lower the payment back down slightly during the second and all subsequent years. The first year that there is an escrow shortage could be very painful for some homeowners who have a mortgage. If any of you watching this video live in Florida, tell me about what has happened with your homeowner insurance premiums recently. I really would love to hear about it. While homeowners insurance premiums are going up in Florida, used vehicle prices are coming down in America. I read an article today on ZeroHedge.com written by Tyler Durden, likely a pseudonym for writers at Zero Hedge, titled "Bear Market Confirmed in Used Vehicle Prices." Auto research firm Cox Automotive, the owner of the closely followed Manheim Price Index, published new data this week for the first 15 days of November that shows wholesale used vehicle prices continue to slide and have stumbled into a bear market. The Manheim Used Vehicle Value Index fell to 206.1, marking a 5.3% decrease from November 2022. Here was a 2.3% decline in prices in the first half of November compared to October, after reaching its peak at 257.7 in December 2021. The index has officially entered a bear market with a 20% decline. Last month, the index experienced its most significant drawdown in its history, a trend continuing to gain momentum. Here are my thoughts. the mania from the past few years in the vehicle market is over. I have no doubt some people who bought in the past few years are likely experiencing buyer's remorse right now because they realize they are in a terrible negative equity position in their vehicles. People who have been accustomed to trading in their vehicle every few years for a new model will now have to carry a massive amount of negative equity from the vehicle they are selling to the new vehicle they are buying. This is all assuming they can qualify for the payment and assuming the lender wants to take on this type of risk. Keep in mind, people buying cars right now are doing so in a higher interest rate environment unless they are taking advantage of some type of manufacturer incentivized interest rate offer. Many car dealers, both new and used, have made a crazy amount of money in recent years. I know of a used car manager who made $350,000 last year and a new car general manager who made over $1 million last year. Both of these guys don't even have a college degree. They simply work at a dealership that has a generous compensation structure that allowed them to earn that type of money because they were selling so many vehicles at a premium last year. I really hope some of these people who work at dealerships didn't go out and buy a lot of expensive toys with credit that they may struggle to pay for if their compensation drops in the next few years. Some workers at auto dealerships may not be as happy as they have been in recent years. I wonder how the drop in vehicle prices is going to impact all of the dealers who use floor plan financing, which is a lot of dealers. This is going to be really interesting to watch play out in the months and years to come. For those of you who have been on the sidelines waiting for a good opportunity to buy a vehicle, you may get your chance at some point in the future. If any of you work in the auto industry, share your insider information in the comment section below. I'd really love to hear about it. On the topic of workers who aren't happy, I read an article today on yahoo.com put out by Fox 4 Dallas Fort Worth, written by Sean Rabb, titled, "Workers Unhappier Now Than at the Height of the Pandemic, Report Says." According to the author, a Gallup poll shows that more than half of workers are stressed, wanting more money and job security. Others are worried about the economy and inflation. Well, I can understand how these workers feel. Many have not seen their wages keep pace with true inflation. Many who are renters are probably struggling right now to keep up with paying for higher rent than a few years ago. Those with families are probably struggling to pay for food at the grocery store. Adults with young children are likely having a hard time affording daycare. Public companies need to make profits and keep shareholders happy. Sometimes that is done on the backs of the rank and file employees who are the lifeblood of the organization. Some companies will tell their employees that they are valued, but they won't show it financially with better pay, benefits, or working conditions. I'm curious if any of you have ever experienced that at a company that you have worked at. If so, tell me about it in the comment section below. I suppose some people should be happy they still have a job. I read an article today on foxbusiness.com written by Aislinn Murphy titled, "Amazon Cutting Several Hundred Jobs in Alexa Division." This announcement was just made Friday. According to the author, the layoffs come as the e-commerce giant is shifting some of our efforts to better align with our business priorities and what we know matters most to our customers, which includes maximizing our resources and efforts focused on generative AI. Well, that all sounds like something a large corporation would have an HR person draft so that it has a positive spin to it, as opposed to saying they're trying to save money by reducing human capital to increase profits for shareholders. Amazon is an amazing company, and it is a dominant force in the world. Hopefully it stays that way, so Jeff Bezos can continue purchasing mega mansions and pay for the crew of his sailing yacht, which is the largest of its type in the world. My heart goes out to all of the Amazon workers who are losing their jobs. I hope they have an emergency fund so that they can weather the storm until they secure new employment. I also hope they are not in a negative equity position in their homes if they just purchased in the past couple of years near the top of the market. I think you all know some real estate markets have slowed quite a bit recently, and some prices have come down as well. As you all know, Amazon is a household name because of how convenient it is to order items and have them delivered to your home. Well, delivery fraud is becoming a problem in America. I read an article today on foxbusiness.com written by Joe Toppy titled, "First-Party Delivery Fraud Becomes an Inflation Driver in the USA." According to the author, claiming you didn't receive a package when you did now costs U.S. merchants and financial institutions over $100 billion a year, while becoming another driver for inflationary pressures as businesses offset losses with higher prices. Well, this is really interesting because I had a package delivered this week and I saw the driver walking up to my front door. I opened the door to pick it up on the ground and the driver said, "Hey, wait a minute, I have to take a picture of the box before you can pick it up." They are getting really serious about their pictures to prove that the packages have been delivered. The author of this article goes on to say, according to the source, Gen Z consumers are most likely to commit first-party delivery fraud, with 52% of them saying they'd commit the crime if they knew there would be no negative consequences, while 20% of Gen Z consumers, a rate 3 times higher than baby boomers, say they don't consider the act to be ethically wrong. I find this data to be so interesting. I wish the article would have elaborated regarding why Gen Z consumers are most likely to commit first-party delivery fraud. Is it that they feel entitled to things even though they can't pay? Is it because they are struggling financially in this new economy and this is the only way they can get the items that they need? Is it that some are morally compromised? Or is it because of their upbringing or lack thereof? I think any of these could be a possibility. Understand, I'm not casting judgment here. I'm just saying any of these things are a real possibility. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.